America's economic troubles began when the housing bubble burst, and so economists look for housing and any signs of a recovery, and today they may see some. A report out today says some home prices in 20 cities rose in July 0.9% from the previous month, but prices are still down 4.1% from the previous year. And look at this. Housing prices are down 30.9% since the housing market peaked in June 2006. We asked senior business correspondent Anthony Mason to tell us what we should make of the latest numbers.
In their Ferndale, Michigan home, Ray and Brianna Scott are underwater, deep underwater.
It's terrible. It's not the way it should be.
6 years ago, they bought the house they're raising their two sons in for $132,000. But even with a slight increase in value in recent months, it's now worth only about $80,000.
We're $50,000 roughly in the hole. We're probably never going to get that back.
Not at this rate. The Case-Shiller survey found that in 18 of 20 major metropolitan areas, house prices have declined over the past year. Only Detroit and Washington, D.C. have seen slight gains.
What will it take for a housing recovery?
Why is there going to be a housing recovery?
Yale economist Robert Shiller, co-founder of the Case-Shiller Index, has tracked home values back to 1890.
Home prices are not high anymore, but they're not low either by historical standards. So if confidence were to slip more, home prices could fall further.
Shiller's chart shows that leaving out the housing slump during the Great Depression and the housing bubble before the Great Recession, home prices historically have only risen at about the rate of inflation.
So I don't know why people are all thinking, when is the housing recovery coming? I don't plan on that at all.
One more.
Which leaves families like the Scotts underwater and out of options.
It's not that we hate where we're at. It's just, at this point, we really can't do anything else but be here.
The Scotts worry that another recession could knock even more value off their home. Robert Shiller says that rather than a recovery in house prices, the best to hope for would be just stability.
Anthony, there are a lot of people out there like the Scotts, and I wonder if they're waiting to see home prices increase before they put their house on the market. What should they do?
Well, they're going to wait a long time, probably. That's the problem. Foreclosures are putting an enormous amount of pressure on prices, downward pressure. Shiller's point is that even after prices stabilize, history shows us that we shouldn't expect much of an increase. As you pointed out, this may very well be the new normal.
Anthony, thank you. We were curious in the newsroom today how the fall in home prices today compares with the Great Depression. As we mentioned, the current collapse from 2006 to 2011 comes to a drop of 30.9%. Well, the fall in home prices from 1925 to 1933 was 30%. So what we're seeing today is slightly worse than the Depression.